Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is December 2nd, 2021, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the Dow Jones continues to tumble. This time, the NASDAQ actually followed suit and tanks as well. But before we get into the individual stocks that carried the market lower, let's take a look at the major economic events of the day. So all day today, we do have OPEC meetings, which should affect the price of oil. Now, oil does well. But before we get to that, let's just go through the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols pretty much unchanged despite yesterday's volatile day in the equity markets. And the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ tumble yesterday. Unbelievable moves. And looking at commodities, gold unchanged while oil trades lower. Now looking at the stocks, they all retreated yesterday, including Apple, which was on its highs. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin pretty much unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we first take a look here at the Euro USD. You can see pretty much this consolidation with this 113.60-ish level to 113.14-ish level. So with that said, okay, just be aware of this, okay? This is a minor support resistance area right now. So this may be an area, let's clean this up for a second. This may be an area that we actually bounce off of, okay? Because we did have that resistance, we did have this support before. So this is an important area right here. Keep that in mind. And when we look at the other major symbols, okay, the GBP on its low 132.82-ish level, and the Aussie still on its lows, okay, despite that it's broken lower, but despite a little bit of a bounce, it's still reluctant to bounce. Okay, now looking at oil, okay, because that's really the one, that's really the one that's very important here. Because remember, the Dow Jones and oil trade together. So if oil goes down normally, the Dow Jones also goes down. And look what happened here. 68.95, we retraced to 64.75, and then bouncing here to 66.65. So something to consider here, as this is looking for a soft bottom. Now, this OPEC meeting is going to affect because it really takes into account how much production is going to be, and oil is all about supply and demand, right? So keep that in mind as we're looking at the price of oil retreating from over $85 a barrel that we were at its highs here, right, back in October, to where we are at the beginning of December at 66. That's a $20 retracement. That's significant. Now jumping into the big board, this is the Dow Jones, okay, trading at 34,267. Now just a month ago, we were at 36,300-ish level. Okay, that is a new record high, but look at how much we've retraced almost right before this massive fallout that we've had down to 33,800-ish level. And you could see right there that we are going down. Now, all intents and purposes, if this is a bottom, if it's a bottom, okay, for now, I would expect it to bounce to 35,000, okay, somewhere around that range, because this is about 2,000 points of a retracement. So about 1,000 points bounce would give us about 35,100. So keep that in mind, okay? If we do get a bounce today, that's something to look forward to. And like I said, this is not just general trading, but generally between Thanksgiving and New Year's, we do rally. So something to consider if this does actually bounce. I'm looking at the tech, the NASDAQ also nosedive here yesterday from 16,342. Now, most of the action happened towards the middle of aftermarkets, okay, which is between 5 o'clock, 5 and 9 o'clock at night. So most of this action happened during the day yesterday in the afternoon. So that is a major retracement there for the NASDAQ as it retraced yesterday. Now, looking at the individual stocks, Apple, okay, trading down over 7 points, 8 points yesterday from 69-ish level down to 63. That's 6 points actually. So that is at a supportish level. Looking at Facebook, nosedive right there to supportish level. If you look at Microsoft, also at the bottom of that range. Okay, Amazon also took it down to 3,440. Okay, so we did see major selling off there. Like looking at JP Morgan, it's on its lows, okay, right there. And this is also previous resistance, subsequent supports. I do imagine that this will be a decent place to actually bounce later today. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, okay, as we look at Bitcoin, look at this. Not much doing, 56,000. Okay, so this is a good sign. This showing that Bitcoin is sustaining itself at these levels, and we may see it actually bounce back and even higher if the markets continue to, make that rebound. This is Fred Razak, and I wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.